Our standard is to identify the main purpose of a text, including what the author wants to answer, explain, or describe. Our essential question we are going to answer is, what is the author trying to explain or describe? Our objective, students, you guys, will be able to find out what the author's main purpose is using details from the text. Vocabulary we are going to go over is the main purpose, details, explain, and describe. Today we have a history article we're going to read about. This is George Crumb, Inventor by Otto Klein. Remember, we are focusing on the main purpose of a text. Why does the author write this? Is it to answer, explain, or describe? Let's read and find out why Otto Klein wrote about George Crumb, the inventor. All right, paragraph 1. You may love crunchy, salty potato chips, but do you know who first made them? A man named George Crumb did in 1853. He invented them by accident. Crumb was a cook who made delicious French fries. But one day, a man complained. He said the fries were too thick. Crumb made the fries thinner, but the fussy man still wasn't happy. So Crumb made the fries so thin and crunchy that the man couldn't eat them with his fork. Instead of being angry, the man loved them. Other people who tried Crumb's treat also loved them. A few years later, George Crumb opened his own restaurant. A big basket of potato chips was placed on every table. In 1895, the first potato chip factory was built. Now people could buy potato chips at the store and put them on their own tables. Close reader habits. Underline 2 details that tell why Crumb made the fries thinner. Why did he make the fries thinner? Talks about the fries up here in paragraph 2. Let's read that again. Crumb was a cook who made delicious French fries, but one day a man complained. He said the fries were too thick. So he made them thinner because a man complained. He complained that they were too thick. So I underlined my 2 sentences, my 2 details that explain why Crumb made the fries thinner. Okay, let's move to the next page and see what we've got. Okie dokie. What is the author's main purpose for writing this passage? Of course, it's our focus. Our little moose up here says, remember, the author's main purpose for writing the text is what the author wants you to know. So, what does Otto Klein, our author, want us to know? First, it asks us, what is the topic of the passage? What is it telling us about? What's our topic? George Crumb was an inventor. He invented potato chips. So how potato chips, P-O-T-A-T-O, chips, were invented. In the middle, what does the author tell about the topic? So he gives us lots of details. Let's see. Let's think back to this question we answered. Why Crumb made fries thinner? So this is what we should write. Okay, so Crumb made thin, crunchy potato chips because a man did not like his fries. So George Crumb made thin, crunchy potato chips because a man did not like his French fries. Remember, he said they were too thick. And last, why did the author write this passage? So this is our main purpose. What is the main purpose for writing this article? The author wants to, what does he want to do? Does he want to answer, explain, or describe? He wants to explain. He's explaining why George Crumb invented potato chips. The author wants to explain why Crumb invented potato chips. Forgot the S. Okay, at the bottom, talk. Why does the author tell about French fries? Talk about it with a partner. At the beginning of the passage, our author is telling us about French fries. Why do we need to know about French fries? Remember, French fries came first and then potato chips. So talk about something to do with that. And then we'll move on to our short response. I'll give you about a minute left. Let me see. Let me find the next page while we're waiting. Okay, let's bring it back. So here's our short response page. We got some writing to do. Right. Use the space below to write your answer to the question on page 205. And that question is below. It says, why did the author write this passage? So this is the main purpose. Author's purpose. Why did the author write this passage? Use the information in the chart on page 205 to explain the author's main purpose. So we just filled out this chart. This can help us answer our question. We know the author wants to explain why Crumb invented potato chips. So let's start off by writing that. Remember, I start my sentence with a capital letter. The author wants to explain how George Crumb invented potato chips. This is why the author wrote the passage. It's good to rewrite And yeah, it's good to rewrite part of the question into our response, just in case I didn't have this, so I know why you're writing it. The author wants to explain how George Crumb invented potato chips. This is why the author wrote the passage. We know our middle part is what the author tells about the topic. So that's a good detail to add in as well. Crumb made thin, crunchy, thin, crunchy potato chips. Why did he make those potato chips? Because a man did not like his fries. So that is the author's purpose for writing this story. Okay, to wrap things up for today, when I read this history article, I see that it is mainly about how a man named George Crumb invented potato chips by making his French fries thinner. I know that authors give readers details to help them figure out the main purpose of the article. So I can figure out the author's main purpose by figuring out if the author's trying to explain or describe something to me. And then I can use that to figure out why they wrote it. So tomorrow we're going to continue talking about author's purpose, and feel free to shoot me a message, a text, dojo, email, call, whatever. If you have any issues with anything, you know I'm happy to help. I'll see you tomorrow.